Hours and hours of FBI interrogation of grandparents Cindy and George Anthony today. They say that they were ambushed. Good evening. I'm Nancy Grace. I want to thank you for being with us tonight. The desperate search for a beautiful 3-year-old Florida girl, Kelly.
As far as other monies that my daughter was taking, she took a small quarter coin collection thing. I know she's been taking money from my granddaughter's bank because I'm always dropping about $5, quarters. You know, one day you go in there and that bank is heavy. I mean, it's a good-sized piggy bank. And you know you put money in there. You know it. There's nothing. Stealing, taking money from my wife's purse.
Okay, you started
$20, $40, maybe more than that at a time.
You started to use a word there that you hesitated in, and you started to say steal. You stopped. Is that how you feel about it, or is that how your wife feels about it? Is there any doubt in your mind that that's what she was doing?
No, because we have all the information that she's done it.
Okay.
Through deposit slips that she had forged a deposit slip for $4,400.
With your mother's name on, or with her mother's name on it?
Yeah, with our account.
Did you ever hear Kaylee talk about Zachary?
As a matter of fact, we didn't even have to bring up Zanny's name. Our granddaughter's a pretty bright little girl. No, she never
said Zanny. Never talked about her name.
No, never said anything in that regard whatsoever.
What do you think is the more likely scenario? Do you think it's more likely that, as she says, Zanny knocked her to the ground and took Kaylee, or do you think it's more likely that I understand completely. I'm asking for a gut reaction. I'm not asking because you know anything, but. It's hard for us, considering the circumstances surrounding what's going on, to go with a theory where she's telling us who these people are, and none of them are identifiable. None of her family has ever met her nanny. None of her friends, outside of the new friends, actually none of the new friends know who Zandy is.
Hours and hours of videotape questioning by the FBI of George and Cindy Anthony just released. Their response, they say they were ambushed by the feds. We are taking your calls live out to Mark Williams with WNDB News Talk. Mark, what's the latest?
FBI videos that have been released by the FBI, the interviews of George and Cindy Anthony. George admits on those videos that when he got to the tow yard, he could smell that smell of death, the odor coming from the car. He says it's the worst odor you could ever expect in your lifetime, and he says you can't forget that odor. Secondly, the video...
Well, hold on. Let's take a listen to what Mark Williams just described. Everybody, we're taking your calls live, and we are talking about, in the last hours, the FBI releases hours of interrogation tapes of George and Cindy Anthony. The two of them tell very, very different stories. Take a listen.
As I opened up the trunk, I was glad because my daughter and my granddaughter were there. I'm thankful for that.
Right.
But there was a trash bag. I don't know what size gallon, but it's a kitchen type trash bag. It was white in color, it was almost transparent. Inside of it I could see a pizza box. I couldn't make it out what pizza it was, but there was pizza full of maggots and all kind of stuff. An odor that was very, very, very strong. Also inside that container was an Arm & Hammer liquid laundry detergent bottle stuck inside of it.
Okay.
I did not touch it. The guy reached inside and he says, "Oh, this is where your smell's coming from." And he took it real quick and dropped it in a dumpster, which was probably 20 or 30 feet away from where we're at.
In describing where the pizza bag, the trash bag with the pizza was, where was it, left or right, inside or back towards the edge?
This is the trunk of the car. Over where the left rear tail light's at, the bag was closer to that tail light area.
Left rear tail light.
That's where I found that.
Okay. And the stain was, if this is the left rear tail light down here.
The stain was almost perfectly right in the center because that's where the spare tire cover and stuff, that's where the spare tire's at.
To the best of your knowledge, did you ask the tow truck driver or anybody that was on the lot that day, had they been in the car or done anything to the car? You didn't ask that?
I didn't ask that. I did not. I didn't even ask. And as a matter of fact, this is going to sound crazy. I wish in some ways I just would have left it the way it was, but I couldn't stand the smell. I mean, even the pizza had a particular odor to it that was just...
Right.
But This specific odor that
Was it a distinct smell outside of what you were
it
smelling?
was a totally different smell. It's garbage and this other decomposition smell are totally different. I mean, that's very distinguishable.
The girl that you described to me earlier in the general assessment is a very well-rounded, well-adjusted, intelligent young lady.
I'm not.
What she's asking you to believe at this point, and I'm throwing it out there objectively, what she's asking you to believe at this point is that she's acted so far out of character that she now believes that somebody has her child and is going to do harm not only to the child or her, but now to the family. But she doesn't want to tell anybody, but she wants to give us clues to go find them.
To Natisha Lance on the story from the get-go. Natisha, what has been the Anthony's response to the release of these FBI questioning tapes?
Well, according to reports, Nancy, they have said that they feel like they were ambushed. They were not aware that they were being videotaped whatsoever. And they said that this speaks volumes to that the sheriff's office is no longer looking for Kaylee, but they said that's okay because they're still looking for Kaylee. But they think the sheriff's office is more interested in building a case against Casey.
Let's unleash the lawyers. We're taking your calls live with us. Family law attorney Susan Moss, Alex Sanchez, veteran defense attorney, and Kirby Clements, former prosecutor turned defense attorney, joining us out of Atlanta. Susan Moss, weigh in.
She stole money from Kaylee's piggy bank. What was she buying chloroform with nickels? This is outrageous. They say that this family has been ambushed. Well, they've been ambushed with the truth, and the truth is that we should be looking for a body and we should be preparing for this trial.
Alex Sanchez, the grandparents say they were ambushed. Are the feds under any duty to tell potential witnesses they are being videotaped?
No, they may not be under any duty, but I can see why the Anthonys feel that they were ambushed. Why is this tape being released? If the prosecution is so concerned that the general public is going to be polluted by improper information, how come they didn't go to court and try to prevent this information from coming
Alex,
out?
I really appreciate that, but to you, Kirby Clements, off what Sanchez just said, what tainted information? It's their statement. And why are they... I understand they didn't realize the tapes were going to be made public, but it seems to me that they would be more worried about the smell of death in the car more than the tapes being made public.
Well, that's true, but at the same time, you have to factor in that they're also claiming that they believe this little girl is alive, and they feel as though that the police are not doing their job and looking for this girl and trying to follow up on these leads of this child is being spotted elsewhere. So releasing this information now and which just serves to create more confusion, and it makes them think they're not.
Who? What confused? I'm not confused. Are you confused, Kirby?
Well, at this point, they haven't found a body. At this point...
So what are you confused about, Kirby?
I'm confused like the police are confused. They haven't come forward with a body, with definitive evidence to show us exactly what took place, how this child
really?
died.
Because they found evidence of human decomposition in the back of that trunk, and Kaylee's gone. I believe you can still add 2 + 2 and get 4, Kirby.
But that doesn't mean that the mother killed her. And that's the point.
Well put.
She's on trial
Well
for killing
put.
the child.
Everyone, quickly, program note, this Thursday night, a special Nancy Grace Investigates in-depth look at the critical first 24 hours after Kaylee reported missing. Then Friday, the critical first 30 days of the Caylee Anthony investigation.